level 1 again. Here's the sign-up sheet so far. Some of you who come on Thursday, you'll get a chance to sign up for your test, which is next week. And you only need to come for your time slot, maybe like 10 minutes early. So say you sign up for 9:05, you can come at like 8:55, and then as soon as you're done, you can go. All you need to do is just play through your material for me in person on the test. And we had a lot of absentees today, so there's a lot of blanks in here. I may have to fill some people in on the. This is Tuesday, and this is the Thursday classes. So just be aware. I'll put this out on my board outside my office. If you don't remember your time or anything, you can kind of see the names there, sort of, kind of. I'll try to take a picture of it and put it on Google Classroom also. So just remember next week's a test. So there will be no quiz that week. And if you're part of the class that comes every day, you just need to come one of those days whenever your test is. You don't need to come the other day. All right, so thinking ahead here, we've done all the major 5 fingers. So now we need to go on to the minor 5 fingers. Actually, before we do the minors, I think I'm going to do some harmonization just to get you started on that material. So let's look at page 52. I just want to run over this that we did in class today a bit. So on page 52, we've got a left-hand blank part that we need to fill in with either a 1 or 5. And that just means in the key you're in, say the top one's in D major with the 2 sharps. So your left hand is either going to be playing a D or an A, depending on what's in the right hand that sounds better. So what we do normally here is just try to find a majority of the notes in the right hand that fit with the D chord, and then majority of the others will fit with the A. So for example, in measure 1, they gave you the D, because your right hand is playing all D chord notes. And then the next measure, majority of those notes are not part of the D chord. There's E and a G, so we're going to put an A with that. So it sounds like this. And then you can see the next measure, it does the same exact thing. So you can pretty much just do D and A again. And measure 5 and 6, same thing. And then at the very end, they've got the A written for you, and we'll go back to D. So these are just practice in harmonization, which we'll do a lot more of if it doesn't make as much sense right now. But it has to do with scale degrees. So your 1, Roman numeral 1 is D in this case, and your 5 is A. So tonic and dominant. Let's see, number 2 there. So that one is in G major. If you look at the right hand, the beginning, most of those are B's and D's, which is part of your G chord. And then the second measure, majority of those are not, so we'll put the D with that. Same principle that we did in the other one. And measure 3, it's mostly A's and C's again, so I'd stay with a D. And it goes back to G. Measure 5 is G. Back to D. D. So that's the concept here that we're going for. I think I'll do page 53 with my Thursday people in person, just for practice. Okay, let me think here. What do we need to do next? All right. Let's go ahead and look at test material. So next week is the test. 64 is the little scherzo, that's on it. So we'll go ahead and look at that right now. Remember this one, the left hand is in treble clef, reading treble. So here your hands should be all in a line right next to each other. And we've done it in class a lot, so I'm just going to play through it right now. Just a reminder, they're both doing the same motions, so one goes up, the other goes up, and so on. And try to do your dynamics. That's important. And staccato. And we'll stop at the bottom of the page. You don't need to do the DC all fine. It's fine just to stop there. Okay, and 65 is also on that test next week. So let's look at this one. This one you don't have to guess what's going in the blanks. They just are giving you the symbols at the top. So there are letters at the top above the right hand. And that's what you're going to be playing in your left. So number one at the top, I'm just going to play the right hand. You can play along with me wherever you are. So ready, go. B flats. We're in the key of F. And we'll stay in that F5 finger. And that's all it is. So it just stays right up in that 5 finger there. Don't need to move it out of it. Now the left hand, we're going to start filling in with the full chords. So on that last example on 52, we were just doing single notes. Now we're going to play the 1, 3, 5s on top of the notes. So they give you the first chord there in the book. It says F, which is, if it's just the letter, it's a major chord. And you know from doing your 5 fingers that your major F chord is this. So you just plug that in, and then in the next measure they've got E flat. So you know your E flat major chord is E flat, G, B flat. And then it goes back to F. Measure 3 is blank. I'll show you to make sure you got it. So measure 3 here, there is nothing, there's no chord above it. So just play what was previous. So I'll play another F chord here. And then the last measure on that line, another E flat, and then a C. So you can see the left hand is moving a lot between those 3 chords. So back and forth there. The nice thing is you can just watch your left hand since the right hand is sitting on the 5 finger the whole time. So let me run through that one and show you how it goes. You'll notice I moved my left hand a little early, almost like there's a rest on beat 4. So that way I'm already on top of the notes by the time I get to measure 2. So we don't want to have these stops on the bar line. That's the worst thing you can do is this big hesitation as you scramble to find your chord. So think ahead on your chords. Make sure you know where you're going and think ahead and move there early. The bottom one on 65, it's in A major. It's got 3 sharps in that key signature there. The right hand's doing the same idea. It's going to stay on the A5 finger, which is nice. So let's play the right hand. 1, 2, 3. So just go ahead and rest your 3 finger on that C sharp. And the left hand plays an A major chord in the beginning. Then they just had the letter G. So we'll play a regular G major chord. Now that's not in your key signature, right? G's are sharp in this key, but they specifically say just G, so we'll play G natural. And then back to A. And then last measure on that line is an E major. So remember, I'm just getting all my triads from our 5-finger patterns. It's the 1, 3, 5s based on whatever the letter is. So this one sounds like this. Not a whole lot of chords in there, but it does do the same idea. Leaping around, you might need to move a little early so you don't get stuck on the bar lines. Okay. The next thing we need to cover are the minor 5 fingers on 72. If you know your majors, hopefully you all do by now, the only difference between a major 5 finger and a minor 5 finger is the middle note. So we've gone from C major, just move that middle note down a half step, and that's C minor. So you can hear that tonality, major, minor. So now our whole step, half step pattern is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So if you remember your majors, it's really easy, or you can just think of the whole step, half step again. So D minor is all white key. E minor, remember E major had F sharp and G sharp. Now it's just F sharp. And F minor, F major, remember just has a B flat. Now F minor will also have an A flat. G major was all white, so G minor has a B flat. A minor is all white. And B minor has a C sharp and an F sharp. When you do the black keys on 74, we'll start on the C sharp minor. It's easier to call it C sharp than D flat minor, which would be pretty horrible. So we'll think of it in sharp here. So C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. So just that middle note's on an E natural. E flat minor, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat. F sharp minor, the A and the B are white. G sharp minor has just the B key way. And B flat minor has B flat, D flat, E flat. So those are the minors. We need to have those all memorized for the test. So by memory, next week, whenever you've signed up for your test, and something else I was going to say. You don't have to do necessarily hands together. You can do them hands separate, or just do one hand for me on the test if you'd like. But they just need to be without the book. No book on the 5-finger patterns. You can use the book on the other stuff. And yeah, I guess that's all I need to do for now. So I'll see the rest of you Thursday in person, and then Tuesday people that were here today, I'll see you next week.